Hello everybody and welcome back to Amiga Heaven. We're back, and this time I'm playing The Clue. So, for anyone who hasn't seen an Amiga Heaven, then check the eye on top of the screen and you will see a playlist that will take you to all of my Amiga Heaven games. There's a lot. I played a new game every Sunday for like 2 years, I feel like. However, I've decided that I want to try and focus more on trying to complete some of these games. Games that I either never got to complete or I just enjoyed so much I want to play again. I recently played Civilization 1 until the game couldn't handle the size of just the turn time was so long that it was just unplayable at that point. So I've stopped playing Civ 1 and I'm now turned to The Clue. So this here is basically a game about stealing, thieving and robbery. There is an eye on top of the screen again. That will take you to the first time that I played this game if you want to get a slightly more in-depth view of the game, because I have already done a lot of the first robbery in that video and I don't really want to repeat myself too much, so I'll explain as I'm going. Look, he's got a lot of stuff to say, blah 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 blah. The main important thing was this is how it all started. That is you, but as an old man, talking about how you ended up in a graveyard, in the grave. It's time to appear on the scene. And here we are at the train station. So we walk to the main street. Now, it's like I said, I have done a lot of this before, so I'm going to cut out a lot more just in this video probably than I did in the first one, because obviously you don't need to see me do the exact same thing again as in the previous video. So I'm going to cut to the beginning of the actual job organisation screen. All I'm going to do in the middle is get the taxi pass, get the hotel room, and try and get as many people on board as I can, buy a couple of tools and go there. That's what I'm doing. And if you want to know how I do all of that, again, check the previous video, and then I will see you guys there shortly. Hello everybody and welcome back. Now, it's been less than 5 minutes, I'm going to be honest, because it was surprisingly quick how I was able to do the things that I wanted to do. So you didn't really miss much of anything. There's very few people wandering around, which is a worry, because there should be a lot more people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit more here about how it works and what I'm doing, because this is the more important part, okay, is this bit here. So basically we are low on funds and we contacted a gentleman who was trying to get in touch with us, and he wants us to help him on a job, but he doesn't know how good we are. So he's given us this job to do to prove to him that we are capable of doing a robbery, essentially. So this is kind of like the tutorial robbery. That's essentially what it is. So it is the kiosk. You can see the name right at the top. It's right there. You have to have a second person, because if you can see here, you cannot drive. And because you cannot drive, it physically won't let you drive the car. So you have to have a getaway driver. Now, like I said just now, at the moment, there's only people that work in shops and the police, which very, very limit the people that you have. Now, these are the only two that I did find. See, he is a lookout and safes. car's already full. She is only cars. However, she is pretty good at cars. And if I'm being completely honest, I can remember 3 people that were drivers. One person, like her, takes 40 odd %. 49, I think it was. She takes 49% of the profits. 47. There you go. She takes 47%. There was another driver who takes close to 80, which was the only person I could ever find before I found her. And then there's a third person who I couldn't tell you how much share they wanted, because if you use them, the moment the job is over, they go straight to the police. And you're just game over, you lost. So I tried to only focus using her because she was the only one that could really drive. But you need to get a car that allows you more people, basically. You can only have 2 currently because that's the amount that will fit inside the car. Okay, so we choose... Oh, yep, we choose that car. Put her as the driver. And now we draw up our plan. Alright, so let's do this then. So we are currently on Matt. So we walk, and you choose where you want them to walk to. Now again, even if you've seen the first video, I'm just explaining to make sure that you understand how it works. Now you can always try and open things first, but realistically, yeah, we want to use the wooden door with the crowbar. Then we walk in. The funny thing I found with this, and it's the one thing that I'm assuming it was just too difficult for them to try and work out. Yay, there we go. Cigarette case, that is a value of £100. And money is a value of £90. And then he can walk out and walk to the car. Now, I might test this as something to see if, because I think, I can't guarantee, but they all have to be on the car once you finish the mission. I think they have to be on the car. That was perfect timing. When the mission ends, because I think if you leave them, like if I left her here, she wouldn't be in the car. I think. I don't know if that's how it works. I might test that out of a video. I also, the thing I was talking about just now as well, the thing that I don't fully understand, might have been too difficult, is that she can also use the crowbar here whilst Matt is using the crowbar up there. I only bought 1 crowbar, so I don't know how they're both using it at the same time, but this is where the most of the money is. Look, 190. So that's the more important monies. And now we come down and go and stand in the car. Because, like I said, as far as I'm aware, I can't guarantee this, but as far as I'm aware, the final mission of this whole game is you try and steal the crown jewels. However, I feel like there's a way of trapping people in there so you get away with the crown jewels, but people get left arrested for it, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to save it on our specially created disc. See, that was one where I tested it to make sure that that it worked, because creating that save disc is not easy. You basically have to run the game on an Amiga hard drive and then select create save disk. You can't just have a regular blank disk. But we'll save it as plan 1. Okay, and now once you've done the plan, you just have to go to start the burglary. And then once it's loaded, all you do is you pick your plan. And away they go, there they go. So we can see everything happening in real time. You can change the person. Now, if you push escape at any point, they will just leave wherever they're at in that specific heist. And there we go, little green lion driving away. No one knew we were coming, no one knew we were there. As expected, no one noticed. And yet now the police are going to go for everything that they've discovered. Burglary has been reported. Go the Wiggle people at once and secure the traces. There you go. So they found her working. But that's all they've done. They've got me working. They've got her walking. They've got me walking. So obviously, to break down kind of the best plan to use. 1 minute. I felt like Napoleon himself after a glorious victory. Or as if I had been in the first roar of a live concert of the Beatles. It's Ben Wrigley. Got a phone call for you. Just heard about your last coup. Well done. By the way, we found another possible source of money for the big coup. But I'm afraid this one would be a little too difficult for you. Anyway, the code name will be Bluefish. Okay, that's fine with me. Have fun. You can call us before you die of starvation. See, it's a weird conversation to have. So basically they phoned up to say, we've got this big mission. It's going to be really lucrative. The code word is big fish. Oh, but we don't need you to do anything. It's weird. It's weird. But basically, every time you do a mission, every time you do a job, the police will get traces of you and your people when they walk, when they do stuff in different places. So you want to really mix the job up. However, the car we've got is a decent enough car, but it's only licensed for 2, so you can only have 1 person. And that other person has to be a driver. It has to be a driver simply because you can't drive. So until you can upgrade your car, you can only take 2 people, and you are one of them. So, we now have some things to get rid of. We have a cigar case and cash. Now what you want to do, this can be a little bit, oh yeah. Well now my little pirates, I've been playing tricks on the stupid people, blah blah blah. Yeah, basically it's the officer who is trying to, the poor man, trying to policeman. he was trying to catch me thinking I was the guy that did the robbery. Still no one outside here. So what we do is you've got 2 people here who can take stolen goods, basically. And then 1, maybe 2 in the other street. So the best thing to do is they don't change the amounts. So the best thing to do is to talk to both of them, talk to all of them, see how much they're going to be willing to offer, and then go to the one with the most. So we talk. They do all specialise in their own things. But you can see what it is, but it's always worth, you know. So for example, the cash 280 is going to give me 211. And the cigar case, we said it was worth about 100, he's only going to give us 33. It's not enough. There is a specific person who does give us, who does prefer that kind of stuff. So we'll see when we get there. See, this is much more the kind of guy that's going to want the cigarette case. So let's have a look. So you see 280, 259, well that's already higher, so that's definitely a good one. And 88 for the cigarette case. Okay. And then we'll go and check the other one just in case. I don't think she will, but it's always worth checking all three. And what I think I might do is directly after this video, every other corresponding video, I will only show you the one I end up actually selling them at, because you don't need to see all three offers. So she won't take cash, and she won't take that. So you see, if you see what she trades in: paintings, statues, history objects, furniture, and flowers. So the fancier side of stuff is what you would say. So we know where we're going now to sell all our stuff. Okay, and now let's sell. Yep. And we'll get rid of that. And there's all our goods sold. Now, I never have to actually give my percentage to the people that I'm working with. And I don't know if it just automatically gets taken off once I've sold the goods. It's not something I've ever really paid much attention to. And obviously that is the game. So, I don't know, because I haven't gone back to check at this point how far I went with this last time. I think I did more than one mission, but I can't honestly remember. I will be looking directly after this has been filmed, so for the next video I will know how far I went. But at this moment in time, unless we can find someone who can drive and who is a good assistant, so to speak, then technically there's not much else we can do. We're going to be using the same woman for the next few missions. But the one thing I want to do is see what new tools there are. Because we do have more money now. There you go, so we're at 222. Valuables sold was that much, and my share of them was 215. So yeah, I do get my cut when I sold them. Okay. So, we've now got protective clothing, an angular grinder, a lock breaker. Now that is important, because the lock breaker will open certain display cabinets and things without too much noise or hassle, so we need that. I think the rope ladder helps us get in and out of places when there's not an easy access, I think, but I can't remember. Obviously the drill, yeah, the pick lock. Whenever I got the pick lock, I found it took way too long, and even though it was silent, I didn't feel the need. And obviously you will need a battery for things like the drill. Let's have a quick look. So they are specifically for noise production, but they lower my risk of injury. Oh, there you go. So the angle grinder actually needs a generator, which we can't get yet. Requires knowledge of safe at least 23%, and you can use it for still safes. There you go. So that's probably one of the only ways to get into still safes. I feel like with the, like for example, if I use either the lock breaker or the jimmy, I get in like 5-15 seconds. But if I use the lockpick, it takes like 30 seconds to a minute, and I was kind of like, but it takes so much longer. On a rope ladder. So there is a risk of injury, and it makes a little bit of noise. Yeah, you need to have locks knowledge. Gates and wooden doors is what that's for. Okay, well I'll tell you what. I don't know if I've got that, but I'll buy one. Let's just have a look. I just want to know more about the rope ladder. Even carry an overweight person. It really doesn't help, but I'm concerned I won't be able to get in or out of places without it. So I'm going to buy one, because again I've got a little bit more money just to make sure. Okay, so we've got ourselves some things. And now these are the things that we can now do. Got the old curiosity shop, you've got the cemetery, you've got Aunt Emma's shop, old people's home, the pink villa, and that's it. So these are all the options that we have. Now I know that you can get quite a lot at the Highgate Cemetery. It's for one grave predominantly, but I know that there are people there. There are guards, and I don't currently have anything to knock the guards out with. So I'm going to go to the old curiosity shop. That's the one I think I'm going to go with. And now because I don't fully know exactly what I've done in the previous videos or explained, I'm just going to give this a very brief explanation. But basically the way that this works is you have to have knowledge of the shop to be able to do a robbery. And the only way you can get information on a shop is simply by watching it over a certain amount of time. So the way it works is you sit here and you investigate. They will tell you when things happen. So you can tell when police patrols, and you can tell when deliveries happen, and you can tell when everyone comes along. There's a whole selection of things that you can see as the time is progressing. Now if I decided to stop it now, it would tell me that I've learnt 21% of the knowledge that I need for this specific place. It's currently valued at £378. The degree of guard is 35%. It's 10% conspicuous. There's no radio comms on the guards. The guards is 0%. That's a good thing. There's a lot of noise though, so we have to be a bit careful about that. And then you can keep investigating, and the more you do this, the more you learn, and the more the percentage is raised. And once it gets to about 80 or 90%, you can then, it might have to be 90%, I can't fully remember. You can't then do the mission until you're at that percentage. It has to be around 90 to 100. And that is it. So yes, thank you so much for watching. This is the end of Retro Weekend, but it will start all again next week. Plus I'm streaming midweek, Tuesday and Thursdays, so keep an eye out for that. Please like if you enjoyed, please subscribe if you want to keep up with my videos, and I'll see you again next time.